Shalom, Israel. I know y'all didn't heard me say this before, but I'm getting this off some page, Saved Hebrew Israelites. You see this elder right here? You know, you see these fake ass camps teaching this, or these idolatrous ass camps teaching these that false ass 12 tribes chart, trying to take the inheritance away from the real children of Israel and bring Gentiles in. Let's see what this brother said. This elder says that was with Abba Bivens.
Well, about a year after I saw Nasi Yaakov, Chief Counsel Daniel said, "It's over, Israel Atik, you know? You guys should have learned enough already. I'm done. I'm getting ready to go on the road and preach." You see, he was serious. He would travel across the country, wherever, and just put up a flag and start talking. He said that's how powerful he was. But before that happened, he took me up to Harlem, and we met with Abba Bivens.
Okay, so you had an encounter with Abba Bivens.
Oh, yeah. Abba Bivens and Nasi Barak.
Oh, Nasi Barak was up there at that time.
Nasi Barak, he was going back and forth between Israel Atik and Tanakh School. And when I met Nasi Barak, it was at Chief Counsel's house. And a brother named Yod, his wife pierced my ear and, you know, and put a piece of thread through it with Vaseline on it.
Right.
And Nasi Barak said, "Man, give me $7, I'll get you a beautiful gold earring." And I gave him $7, and the next week he came and cut that thread out of there and put that earring in there. I was sorry I didn't get to see him when he came to New York a few years ago, because I was out of town.
Right.
Anyway.
So your encounter with Abba Bivens, how was it? Like, you guys go there for services, or was it just to hang around after Shabbat?
Well, is on the Shabbat day. We went up there to have Shabbat in Mount Morris Park.
Okay.
And what he would do, he'd get out there and teach. Chief Counsel, read the book, would teach. He would teach. Nasi Barak. Barak was extraordinary. He was trilingual, you know. He would speak in English, Hebrew, and Spanish. You know, we used to joke that that man, he'd jump up off the ground speaking English and come down speaking Spanish. You know, he was amazing. And Abba Bivens loved him, you know, because in Harlem you had plenty Spanish people and black people all around 125th Street and 124th Street. Because by First Avenue was where Tanakh School was, but they would come over toward the west in Mount Morris Park. They changed the name of the park by now. It's one of the famous people, I don't know which one. And then there was a church right around the corner. And we were in the park, and then we moved to the corner from where the church was. And Abba Bivens, he told me personally, when I saw him, he said he was 80 years old. His beard was white. He was a very impressive man. And he told me, he said, I was out here talking this talk during the First World War. He said, and because I knew our people should know who the true and living God is. This time is 1968, and the time that I first met him, Prince Reuben was here, and they gave Reuben the mic, and he started talking. Him and Barak took turns. What happened was they waited until the people were let out of church, and then they started. And they were, I think the idea wasn't to say you people are wrong. It was that you have been taught wrong. you have been taught to look forward to death in order to get to heaven to experience what you should be experiencing now. Because the promise of the God of Abraham was you'll ride the high places of the earth now, not when you're dead. So there was a lot of powerful speaking going on, you know.
Wow.
Reuben and Barak.
So you're saying that actually Ben Zakin had a connection with the Tanakh school through Nasi Barak, which he did tell me when I interviewed him when he was here in 2010. And that even Prince Reuben was up there speaking on the corner in Harlem.
Oh, yes.
With Abba Bibbins.
Yes, yeah. And I had no idea I'd be so involved with these people later because I was still Israel Atik.
Right.
Ben Zakin was just a word, you know, just a name.
Right.
You know. Prince Reuben, one of the things he said, once he saw that the ladies were stopping by because they see the turbans and stuff, you know. They see the turbans, and all you had to have was an American flag.
Right.
You put up an American flag and the cops wouldn't bother you. But if you got out there and started having some kind of a gathering without a permit of some sort, there would be trouble. But they just put up American flag and start talking. And Prince Reuben was saying, yeah, and this woman told me, she said, I got a line in my bosom. I got a telephone in my bosom and I talk to the Lord. Yes, I do. I go straight to the Lord every day. And then Prince Reuben said, now if that babe's got a line in her bosom like that, she gonna put Bell Telephone out of business. and all of the church people decided they wasn't going back after the break. They was out there cheering, yeah, oh man. Oh man. He said, there ain't no sweet by and by, it's in the here and now. You see, that pork chop preacher just taking the money. Y'all got to understand, you know, there's no pie in the sky in the sweet by and by. Oh, Lord, that boy talking, ain't he? You know, and then when Abba Bibbins get up with that impressive voice and that stately manner and that white beard.
And he also used to wear a turban.
And he wore a white turban. You know, and when he starts speaking, you know, our people were, and always were in those days, intent on bowing to the gray hair. You know, it was like, that's it, you know. They said, we're now going to hear from our elder and our teacher. And he stand up there and he start talking and say, and I can prove it with that book you got right there in your hand, you know. And anyway, that was a great experience. I went up there a couple times. And one time we were over there and they had the charts up. And they had the charts that said, if you're Jamaican, you come from this tribe, and if you're from Barbados, it's that tribe, and boom, 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 boom. And read the book, said, hey, come on, Pop. What is, you know that ain't right. He said, of course, Danny, I know that's not right. He said, but that's the hook. That's how we get them into place, and we wire them up to what's true. Well, you know, years later, after he passed away and his sons and all of them, they either died or moved away, the Tanakh school began to teach those things as truth. This is the truth, you know. And, well, anyway, when we got cut loose by Chief Counsel, Princess Rivka, and my son and I, we kept Shabbat at home and all the holy days. And I didn't know where Ben Zakin was. but I wanted to find them because that's where my teacher came from. And we had no roots. We were just